And we are live. Supposedly. But we'll see about that in a second. Alright. Welcome everybody. How's everybody doing? Why is there a problem always? There's always a problem. Says I'm live, but you never know. One time, I started a live stream, and after 10 minutes, I realized I wasn't actually live. So now I'm kind of watching for those. Bye, Take. How you doing, man? Good, good. Everything's good here. Now we won't be able to go 4-hour stream today because I have an interview tomorrow, which I don't know. As soon as I stop looking for jobs, I just keep getting invitations to interviews and stuff. So it's kind of, yeah. If you want to find a job in this market, I guess stop looking for a job. I don't know if that works or it doesn't, but it kind of works for me. And actually, really interesting, because the company that laid me off sent me a paper copy of like 3 positions they would like me to interview for. I guess I have to answer until October 24th. I was gonna send them the resume today, but I have time until October 24th, so we'll see. And it's, you know, 5 days in the office. It's kind of a pain. It's not something I want to do, but you know, you need a job. It's kind of hard without a job. Although the business is going not too bad, so you know, maybe I could yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah, so far the shop's not gonna pay the bills, but it did pick up. Sold few more tubes of flux. The flux we used last time for BGA works. Since I hovered over the board with top heater blasting on it, it got heated up and it got activated, so it's a little bit cloudy now, right? Because it's separated. But this separation is not bad. I mean, it still works. It still works perfectly fine, but it did separate. So that answers my question. If you heat it up, will it separate? It will. All right, what do we have? Steven, bit early for booze. Well, it's like 5:30 here. It's not too early for me. And I want to go to bed at, you know, good hour, so I can get some sleep for tomorrow. Do a good job interviewing. It's an interesting position. It's a contract, and actually, this is so this is the opportunity I got, and they send me the AI interview, you know, coding skill assessment, right? Which I refused to take, and I still got the interview. So I guess, I don't know, just have not sure what to call it, just have a little bit more dignity maybe, and that is sometimes deciding factor. Just doing whatever they want you to do might not be the best, especially for the positions that I apply to, right? I apply to senior positions and, like, you know, that kind of stuff, not like, you know, just any coding position. Wait, it's beer 30 here. Oh, yes, it is. It's beer 30 over here. Cheers, man. Whole thing's sorry. Bye, Take. Hope things work out for you, my friend. Thank you so much, my friend. I got a lot of support lately from the community, mainly from the video that Tony released, right? And I guess, I don't know, a lot of people are praising me because of responding to feedback, positively responding to feedback. But I was always under the impression that that's how it works. I don't believe I deserve any praises for that. It's just kind of how this business works, and especially in my profession, software engineering profession, you always work off of feedback, right? You always get feedback, and sometimes, personally, I'm a European, so we both deliver and receive feedback different than Americans do. And on the when I worked in Poland, we had this training that was basically called how to give and receive feedback, right? And why do you think we had that training? Because we are relatively blunt, straightforward, we don't beat around the bush, right? It's kind of and we don't take offense to when we receive feedback, even if it's harsh feedback, but still constructive. And even if it's not constructive, it's still feedback. So we're just kind of used to that. That's why, to bring us to more standards of what Americans consider a constructive feedback, which essentially means no negative feedback, right? You don't deliver negative feedback. Essentially, that's how I read it, So for that reason, we had to go through that training, and that's essentially why, because we just deliver feedback like it's delivering feedback. It just your idea is stupid, find a better idea, or I don't know, find a better solution. Or I think you're wrong. That's something that you don't hear from Americans. Like, I think you're wrong. No, I think your idea is great, everything's fine, but, right? Instead of just saying plainly, I think you're wrong. There's nothing wrong with that, in my view at least. So, yeah, so a lot of people are giving me praises, undeserved praises of, that's how you respond to feedback. Well, that's why I even commented on Alex's video. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but he probably got, tons of comments, or maybe my comment was removed, who knows. It's not like I checked afterwards. But I don't remember if I used Black Horse Repairs account or my personal Ralph Martinez account. But I commented like, what's all this drama about? In my view, the review that Tony gave to Alex was mostly positive. Yeah, there were some quirks and stuff that he found and didn't like. But, who cares if there are bubbles in your flags? And then immediately, Alex went on the offensive, right? Yeah, that's not a good way of responding to feedback, sure. But I don't think it was it was deserving, right? Because I think the review was overall positive. Or at least that's how I would read it. That's how I interpreted his review. That, and I even said it myself, that his flags seems superior to mine, right? I even mentioned that a few times. So I don't know why his you know, well, either you get like all praises and your flux is the best flux since sliced bread, or it's a phony review and haters. Yeah, hater. I don't know, guys, about haters. I know that some people say that, or who are haters? Haters are just something that people say that don't want to improve or respond to feedback or stuff like that. Right? That's what it means to be a hater. It says more about you than it does about people that are giving you the feedback, constructive or otherwise. And you know, even unconstructive feedback, in my view, is valuable. But I guess, you know, that's just me. Let me paste the link to live to Discord. Hope you don't mind. I'm gonna ping everybody. If that annoys you, let me know, and I will stop. But yeah, that's I would say is a difference. That's why I kind of surprised that Alex responded so poorly to feedback, to really good feedback, because I don't know, he's not an American. I mean, by not an American, I mean maybe he was born in US, but his, you know, is an immigrant like myself. So I would expect that he responds to feedback better, and he's more used to, you know, because I know he, on one hand, he strikes me as a person who has thick skin, right? A ruthless businessman, Steve Jobs of repair community. But on the other hand, what one maybe not super flattering review and you lose your crap and you start calling people haters? That's not very European. Although he's not a European, is he? I'm not sure where he's from. But I know he went to, because you know, I watched this channel when I was starting in this business and even before I started. And I even said in one of my videos that Alex was a great catalyst for me to actually start in this business, right? He inspired me. He gave me a lot of advice. Not, you know, personally, but I got a lot of advice from his videos and stuff, right? So I did not expect him to be this, you know, thin-skinned when it comes to receiving feedback. Okay, this is different. I don't remember this screw. We'll see what the board looks like. This is probably one of those different ones, so I probably have a picture of it. So maybe it's an older one. Yeah, this is the older one. So the aluminum plate is different. The heat pipe is underneath, and there's two pieces. So the aluminum cover is in two pieces. Okay, so I have a picture of this one. So in case we don't know how to reassemble it, I have a picture. Okay, let's get this off and let's do our replacement. Actually, this one, so as soon as it came in, I looked at the HDMI port under the microscope, and it looks good. I'm gonna show it to you once I desolder it. it looks perfectly fine. So when that happens, I usually think, because it happened before and I didn't test it beforehand, right? So I didn't know. But I told the customer, like, you know, tell your customer that perhaps your problem was not HDMI port in the console, it was the cable. The cable was ripped or something like that. But the same thing happened with this one. So I did turn it on and I did test it because the port looks perfectly fine. But yeah, it doesn't work, and when you put in the HDMI cable, it's very loose. So I think that was the same thing with the other one, because I'm pretty sure they're testing them, right? So they wouldn't, you know, ship it all the way to Georgia from California, you know, if they didn't confirm that the HDMI cable is actually the HDMI port is actually faulty. And also, last time I gave you guys a little bit of misinformation, unknowingly actually, or because yeah, this customer always sends me an offer for $30, but he also provides a return label, and I still charge him for $25 for shipping. So it's not like I do it for $30. Yeah, the offer is physically for $30, but plus shipping, so it's $55, not 30. Because you guys were asking, like, are you okay with, you know, he probably charges $130 and you're doing it for $30. But even if he does charge $130 for this, he has to pay $55 to me, then for shipping both ways, right? So let's be generous and say $25, because this is a 7-pound machine, right? So that's another $50. So he's actually paying me, or paying for this, a little over $100. So it's not, you know, so it's not as bad as it might seem, or as bad as it sounded before. Like the guy is charging $130 and I'm charging $30 to him. Let's see. Oh, I missed on a lot of chat. No, Ralph, why Heineken? We could have been friends. Oh, what's your favorite beer? Ali? Ali? I'm gonna call you Ali. I hope you don't mind. What's your favorite beer? I don't know. In the US, you don't really have a lot of selection. You don't have really good selection of beers over here. There are some microbreweries and stuff like that, sure, and you can find some decent beer, but they're expensive, right? And the beer that you can get at the grocery store or gas station or what have you, they're usually either domestic, which I don't necessarily like, or imported. And from imported, Stella, Dos Equis, Heineken, those are my usual choices. Not, I'm not much of a beer connoisseur, although I consume a lot of beer, so you might call me a connoisseur. But I like when my beer tastes like beer, and I just got used to Heineken. I have to be aware of them coding interviews. With enough applicants, a company can write an entire program without paying. These are like AI coding interviews, right? So you don't really, it's really inadequate. Even if if I'm interviewing for a senior engineering position, if you want to test me whether I can reverse a linked list, one of us is in the wrong place. Either I'm interviewing for the wrong position, or you're just incompetent in vetting the candidates. In either case, I don't want to work for you, right? And I don't even want to be in the process. So I don't think they actually get any from those AI interviews. I don't think they actually get any value other than wasting your time, which is not really a value for them either way. So I don't know. I wouldn't worry about that. But yeah, in some cases, when they give you a homework or a project to take home after the interview, right? Yeah, I don't do those. I mean, it depends on the company. I did do a few for some companies, but you could tell that it wasn't anything, there's just a few gotchas that you gotta recognize in those coding projects that take home work, right? And as long as you do, you're fine. But the value in the project itself, not that much. Let's see. Hello people, very late here. Ronnie, oh yeah, because you're somewhere in Europe, right? Yeah, so it's around midnight over there. Yeah. Alex is from Africa. Oh, PS Northwest Repair, how you doing, Tony? PS5 and beer. What can go wrong? Well, it always works, man. It always works. It's not like I ever broke any. So, I trust my process. And so Alex is from Africa. Okay, but from South Africa? He doesn't have a South African accent. I thought he was more from like some Middle East. One of those countries. What a coincidence. I'm working on a PS5 as well. Slim though. I've only done PS4 Slims. I've never even seen, or at least not on my bench, I haven't seen Slim. Slim. Oh, by the way, Tony, I shipped your package and I removed all the bubbles. So what I did, as I said in my previous video, I just keep it like this, stand it like this in room temperature. All those bubbles rise to the top. Then I just open it, I squeeze a little bit, and all those bubbles go away. And then I replace it. So your flux should arrive with minimum bubbling. But if you do heat it up in the tube, it will separate. I confirmed that. Although, you can see that in my last video, even though it separates, it still works perfectly fine, and it has, once it separates, it actually has better lubricating properties for some reason. I'm still kind of working on that. Okay, what do we have? Confidence. Beer and the repair. Yes, sir. Lead Farmer, how you doing, man? Let's see soul. Did I read that right? What do we have? Oh, the chat is going too fast. I can read it. Oh, I was buffering. Yeah, it did. My OBS did say something about buffering and stuff. The reason is because I put the stream on low latency, so I can interact with you guys a little more. But I guess maybe my internet doesn't support that as well as it should. Maybe I should connect it with the cable or stream from the other machine. We'll see. A lot of my micro breweries are getting bought out. Yes, I've heard of that problem and all of that. Yeah. So yeah, it is. Even those microbreweries are getting worse and worse. Yeah, I mean it's not easy being a beer drinker. It's easier when you like whiskey or or vodka or something. I prefer Beck's over Heineken. I can't really get Beck's over here. It's not very popular over here. Personally, I would like other ones, because Heineken is highly available, right? That's why I drink that. But yeah, Beck's. There's a few other Belgium and German beers that I like, and Slovakian, Czech, all those beers that I like Złoty Bażant. That's my favorite beer. But you know, good luck getting that in the US. Grocery store beer is only made by big names. Go to big cities and there are huge indie options. Well, I am in a big city, you know, Atlanta, but I don't know. I probably would have to just go to specifically to some beer store, I guess, to get some good beer. And you know, in all fairness, they're kind of pricey, and I'm kind of broke because I kind of don't have a job. So you know, you get what you get. It doesn't want to lift. Come on, there you go. Oh, what is here? There. All right. Let's see. My grocery. My favorite was Fat Tire. Okay, it's a little darker beer, isn't it? I always thought Fat Tire had a little bit of some kind of aftertaste. I don't know. Maybe filtration is not as good. Is Fat Tire a microbrew? Favorite German beer I could never have again is Golfer's Choice, aka Bomber's Nose, 1999. Never heard of that. But if I find it, I'll definitely try it. Fat Tire, my favorite too, from Roddy. Nitro Beers. Nitro Beers is where it's at for me. Okay, what's Nitro Beer? It's like Nitro Coffee. Has Moroccan, I think. Oh, the Moroccan. Interesting. Sylvake, am I reading it right? Yes, you're right. Lebanon. Oh, okay. AFK dinner in the Smacznego Lead Farmer. One day I'll try your flux. Who's that? John Dunphy. John. One day I'll try your flux going straight onto arcade CRT boards. It will work perfectly fine for this kind of electronics. Meaning our vintage electronics. It'll work perfectly fine because my flux is essentially the stuff that I've used in long time ago. In the 90s. It's just different texture, right? So you can actually squeeze it. Back then it would be it would look like this, right? But we also use different soldering irons, so this is not really adequate anymore for the soldering irons we use nowadays. So you have to have a different flux. So that's what it is. But it will work perfectly fine for those applications. Oh, come on. Go. What am I doing? What am I doing, guys? I forgot to remove the CPU bracket. No, it's not because of the beer. I just got distracted. Up North Africa, what is that? I've got there one day. Up North Africa, Ronnie. Okay, I prefer to support local local breweries than the major conglomerations. Yeah. I mean, I would love to, I would love to support a lot of things. So yeah, I agree, but sometimes it is what it is. And you just drink what you drink. What are you gonna do? What do we have? Rhine Labs mostly working on Go7s. M have a bit of backlog. Nitrocarbonation beer is made of nitrogen instead of carbon dioxide. Very smooth and small bubbles. Okay, I learned something new today. Distracted because of chat. Oops. Levy. No. That's the whole point, right? Did I forget any screws? No, everything's good. So let's lift from few angles to dislodge it. There. And there. All the cables are off. All right, we got the board out. All right. All right, let's do it quickly and painfully, huh? Hello from Durham in England. Fixer, do I read it right? Fixer. And Dave, I'm branded. How you doing, man? My favorite HDMI port, yeah. Durham, England. I worked for the company that was located in UK. And we were just kind of a software house for them, right? I met a lot of people from England, from all over the place. Damn, those guys can drink. Oh my God. Oh. Okay, let's increase this maybe a little bit. Should we just put it here? Or I'm not sure where to place this. Or I'll just make myself smaller and I'll make the chat bigger so someone can potentially read it. Although I always check the chat replay on the stream, and usually when I click on the stream, the chat replay is not there. I'm not sure what's up with that. Okay, are we gonna lose some cups? Nah. Yeah, so this is the version, so there's not gonna be a diode there, or is there gonna be a diode there? Yeah, there's a diode, okay, so it's the same thing. Okay, so let's do my standard procedure, which is preheat it a bit. Oh, I'm gonna take off this thing, otherwise it's gonna burn. Preheat the thing a bit, put some leaded solder on it, wick it a bit to dislodge the ground pads, and then let's remove the port and replace the port. That last technique we used last time, that worked really well. So we're gonna use that again. Let's put this just so I don't burn my table. And so I got the new tube over here because this one is running low and it's separated. But let's use the separated flux. Let's see, Rainwalker. I sold my PS5 after 2 years. I got so tired of frequent game crashes last 2 gens. It got even worse for me this generation. I don't know. I've never really played PS5. I only fix them. I don't actually use them. I do have 2 PS4s somewhere. I don't know where, cause I don't know where. And never played them. I mean, I connected them to the, because I got them, you know, for like $50 each on eBay, broken, and all that was wrong with them was HDMI port. So I replaced the port and I have working PS4s, but my son prefers a Nintendo. And I don't play games. I mean, I do play a little bit here and there, but I just do Steam. Games are such a waste of time. Okay, so this should work pretty well. Well, I could actually leave this as it is, but I'm gonna wick it. I'm gonna wick some of this. And, or at least in my view, I think, in my experience, it makes it easier when you wick these. If you can wick these. But our awesome flux is doing its job, even though it's separated. It's still doing awesome job. Look how well it soaks the solder. Even though this wick is not that great, it still gets the job done pretty well. We're at 380 degrees. So, yeah, looks good. Yeah, you don't wick, Bytech, and you never had a problem? Insert wick, tip, cut, sharp into holes. Yeah, well, once I remove the port, yeah, the wicking after you remove the port is a little bit more tricky than this. So here I just wanna remove the majority of that solder. I'm not looking for a clean, clean board at this point. Come on. Get most of it and it should be fine. Yeah, that should be good. That should be more than enough. And the other side. Oh, you don't wick after removing the port either. Yeah, I've seen that technique. I know it works. That's how I do it. The pins I bridge together with leaded. There's the only part I care about. Right. They made them easier to help heating new from bottom. Hole cut in PCB. Good to know. Melt new port by accident is fun. I'm sure it is. I just mad you add leaded to ground planes before removing the port, and after removing the port adding leaded solder to pins as well, and heat from the bottom and put new port in. Yeah, that's usually how I see people do it. Yeah. I just kinda stick to what works for me, what I know, what worked in the past, that kind of stuff. Right? So there's more than one way to skin a cat. You know how it is. Oh, okay, I thought I lost the diode for a second, but it's good. Just to get the majority of this gunk. Not super clean, but just, yeah. And that should, because there's both gonna be a little bit of leaded solder left, right? So it's gonna reduce the melting point, and it should be easier to lift. But I'm gonna blast it with pretty high heat anyway, so it should be fine. Okay, let's spray it with Z alcohol and just wait for all the flux to go away. No scraping, no brushing, no Q-tipping. Let's see. Well, Ralph thinks his way is better? I never said that. Are you trolling again, Dave? I just do dirty replacements. Hotter gun from the bottom, rework station, hotter on the top. Yes, I've seen. That's how Patrick does it from DIY Repair Hour. He just does it like super quickly. Blow from the bottom, lift the port, put the new port in, and you're done, right? And then rework the pins, obviously. A little flux and a little soldering iron action. But yeah, that's how he does it. So yeah, it is a perfectly viable option. And in this business, sometimes you want to do things quickly. Luckily, I don't do a lot of these, so I don't care that much about the speed, the actual speed of how quickly I do it. But yeah, it's a really good option. Of course, everybody has their own way. There's always more than one way to do the job. Yes, sir. Never stop learning. That's my opinion. That's true. That's true, especially in this profession and almost any profession. Almost any profession. There are some professions where you don't learn anymore, but yeah, pretty much almost any profession. If I seen anything worth doing, I would certainly do it. Yeah. I love this just spraying the alcohol and waiting. I can't wait to try your flux. Thank you, sir. I hope you're gonna love it as much as I love mine. But yeah, look at that. It just goes away. Just spray and wait. especially for BGA work, it's very useful. And also you don't, you know, because I've had a lot of issues or a lot of cases where, especially on this one, that happened like twice maybe. I would watch that little cap, not to remove it, right? And I would finish the entire procedure. The cap is still there, and then okay, just cleaning. I spray with alcohol. I move the, you know, I brush it with a toothbrush, and then I do one last inspection, and the cap is gone. And you know, if you remove it with the soldering iron or something, you can usually find it. But if you remove it with a toothbrush, then it's gone. There's no way to find it. So yeah, this is especially good for those kind of situations, and especially the BGA, right? It kind of takes a second, as you can see, but you know, we don't even have to remove it. You know, I can leave this flux for now and just clean it after we're done replacing the port. But certainly not trolling this time. Okay, Dave. All right. Thank you for not trolling this time. If you let flux soak in 1 minute, then wipe works too. Yeah, or you can use a toothbrush now or anything. Yeah. Yeah, but why would I expend any energy if I can just spray and wait? Or, as we call it in military, spray and pray. Just kidding, I've never been in military. But it's a kind of an equivalent, right? Especially in BGA, where you can't see underneath the chip, you know, you spray and pray that it's gonna wash out everything, because you can't check, basically. Let's see if all the solder gone, all the flux gone, not yet. Yeah, there's a little speck left by the diode, but that's gonna dissolve in a second. And especially, you know, you like to I like to leave the board clean. All right, but we're not leaving it yet, because now we have to you know, heat the crap out of it. Yeah, tiny bit left by the diode, but I think if I spray it one last time, it'll go away. Good enough. Good enough. Spray and pray. And dry it, and it should not be sticky. And it is not sticky, not even a little bit. Right? You would see that if I put a paper towel and I scrape across it, right? I just wipe it. You would see the fibers of the paper towel catching the board if it was sticky. No stickiness. All right. Now it's gonna be loud for a second. All right. Okay, let's remove this baby. Flux defies laws of nature. Flux dispenser, yeah. A Kester Taki flux is awful. I did not like it. I don't think I've used that one before. Is it a hair dryer? You dry and shape your beard? Well, it is a hair dryer, and yes, I sometimes use it for actual hair drying purposes as well. It's not only for the shop. It's kind of a shared equipment. So I write off only half of it as a business expense. All right, 120 liters per minute, 400. What do we do? 400. What did we do last time? 450 or 440? You guys remember? Not her, his wife. No, my wife would not let me use this hair dryer on her hair. No, sir. She goes to the professionals to get her hair done. 450 at 70. 70 is like really low airflow. Well, I set it to 450, but I'm gonna keep it at 120 liters because 70, it seems like really low airflow. Alright. Yeah, look at the port melting already. Yeah, see the port melting? Yeah, so we're a bit much, but that's fine. We don't care about this port, obviously. And we can't see the joints from the top, but looks like, yeah. And it's ready. Yeah. It is ready. Okay, so now I can remove the plate because I don't like it. And let's put it over there. Let's hope we don't get a fire hazard there. Maybe we will. But it's part of life. And so now let's cut the wick at the angle and see what we can do here. I don't think we can wick this like this, but the board is still super hot, so we might be. Oh, no way. No way, we need to put some leaded solder on this. There's no way this is gonna grab. Even with hot air. Yeah. No way. I gotta look into that low melt solder, because it would save me some time here and there on some repairs. Especially sometimes on ECMs you have like crap load of pods to clean. I mean, it's very rare that I do these kind of jobs on ECMs to actually remove the harness, you know. But it would definitely be easier. Okay, now it will flow. Now let's see. I probably should have put more flux, but let's see if we can get this Not quite. Yeah, it's close, but not quite. And I like if I can get it all from this side. Yeah, even my iron won't go in there, and I don't want to increase the temperature. So let's do a little more flux, and let's try to push a little more solder in there, like this. Okay, 120 is way too much at this temperature. Let's do 380 at 80. There, because it's way too aggressive. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, can I? Yeah, I can put the soldering iron in, so that's good. So that means it's gonna work pretty well. Yeah, there. That's gonna mix it really well. And there. And there. Yeah. But we have to wick it from the other side now, which means we have to watch out for all those diodes and stuff. That should be alright. Okay. Mole separated flux. As you can see, even if it separates, it works perfectly fine. That's the, before I improved mixing, I was using primarily separated flux, and I've been using it for months now, and it works. Did we get it all? Probably not. Probably there's gonna be some gunk left inside. Yeah, there's gunk left inside. Oh, you naughty little solder. Why are you like this? Let's try on this one, but this time let's try subsidizing with hot air. There you go. I think this one we got it. Let's see if this one can go as well. No, this one doesn't want to go, but maybe. No, or maybe. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, we got it. All right, this one's good, and this one should be good too. Okay. Yeah, if you subsidize with hot air, it's a lot easier. But here it's a lot harder because we have to watch out for those little diodes and stuff. So let's see if we can get that done. A lot of separated flux and heat up using third hand. And it's burning my hand. But did it go? Did it do it? No, no luck. Because I'm kind of, it's kind of hard with these little diodes all around. Especially with, you know, if I had 3 hands, that would be a lot easier. But since I don't, yep, okay. Okay, come on, baby. Get it. Get it. What do you think? Did it do it? Oh yeah, okay, we got it. Oh, maybe not? No, I think we... Well, there's a little bit of gunk, I think, left on the sides, but for the most part, it got the job done. So let's try one last hole. Okay, and fluxy flux and other. We're making a mess, but that's fine. Come on, get it. What do you think? Did it do it? So now everything's hot here. Let's hope I'm not gonna lose any screws, but it should be fine. Because I don't have any replacement screws. Let's see. Yeah, it should be good. Yeah, should be fine. All right, so spray and pray. What do we have here? How are we wick? Hang on. How much? Damn, I think I missed a lot of chat. Oh, I think I missed a lot. Maybe mine is different. Beavis and Butthead, add flux, rip less pins. Yep. I have a box of parts for repairs. I thought it would be fun. Push wick tip into the hole. Yes, that also works. But as you can see, if you subsidize with hot air, that solder will just flow out of that hole. Poke it with confidence. Yep. You definitely don't need it for this though. Solder works well. With solder, I find it very hard to do it with solder socket, because you still have to use hot air, because there's no way to do it with solder socket and just soldering tip. And since there's a kickback from the solder socket, it's very easy to move some components, and even when the board is hot, when you push the socket in, right, to the board, and you press it, right, it gives you this kickback, and it shakes the board. So if some of the components are hot on the board, they can dislodge on the other side. So it's just kind of more risky, and I don't see that as any kind of improvement or, you know, being easier than wicking it. I think wicking is the easiest, as long as you use hot air to kind of, you know, increase the temperature. But yeah, I don't like using solder socket on this particular repair. In general, I don't like using solder sockets. They need a lot of maintenance, and I don't know, that's not that great. And the wick, you know, maybe it's more expensive to use the wick because you have to replace the wick, but I don't know. Steven, I'll send you 1 pound of it. 1 pound bar of it. Of what? I guess I missed something. Low melt solder. Good for GPU socket replacements, etc. Again, I can replace the GPU power socket no problem with just leaded solder. You know, as long as you know what you're doing, you know how to bring the temperature of the board, you know, to the sufficient melting point, and it's not that hard. And low melt solder, it just makes it easier. Yeah. Hot air insert tip into the hole holding wick with tweezers. How many hands do I have again? I keep losing count. So you want hot air, tweezers, and and soldering iron? That's not gonna happen. But yeah, I know what you're referring to. Yeah, it can be done as well. Yeah. Melts at 203 Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit? Who's that? Fahrenheit? Never heard of a guy. 203 Fahrenheit. That's like, what, 90 degrees Celsius? Is it because 212 is boiling point, right? So it's maybe 80, 90 degrees Celsius. Yeah, if it melts at that temperature, as long as it mixes with the actual solder, it's good. But to mix with the actual solder, you still need to heat it up to the point where the solder, either lead free or leaded, melts. So still you have to heat it up to, you know, 185, 190 degrees. Yeah. Oh, that's what you said. Okay, so that pound bar was referring to low melt solder. And Steven, where do you get that much low melt? Wick fits in the whole cut angle hot air. Yeah. It could also be done that way. Yeah. Why not just solve the shove the port in? Well, again, I know people do that. I just do it this way. It takes a little more time, sure, but it ensures that alignment of the port is good. I don't have to worry about the alignment and that kind of stuff. So yeah. Steven bought 30 pounds of low melt in ingot form. Nice. How much was that? Heat and drop port in also. Yeah, that works too. Solder socket, yeah, again, not a big fan, but yeah, I know it works. Cooling the board. Now we are cooling the board again. Aren't you afraid of a heat cycle? I am not. I am not, because this is PlayStation. This is Japanese engineering. Those boards can withstand a lot of heat. And actually heating them actually heating and cooling, so basically cycles, that's not a problem for these boards. The problem is to actually get them hot. While cleaning out holes fully, I tend to give clean and fresh solder. Put heat on till goes molten. Drop port and a little pressure with tweezers. Take heat off, generally works okay. Yeah, I've seen that method on YouTube. I know it works. Maybe I'll try that one day. Your way frustrated me so much in past. I stopped doing this way. Okay. Hot swap method is the best. Yeah. Oh, Tektronic, how you doing, man? Hot swap, yeah, it works. I know. I've seen it. I believe you guys. I know you guys know what you're talking about. I might try a hot swap. I mean, you know, if I had a pile of PlayStations in the back to repair, to do this, then I would look for methods like that and try methods like that to just reduce the time. All right. It mixes well, the lead-free or the low melt mixes well. Well, again, to mix it with leaded or unleaded solder, that unleaded solder still has to be at the temperature of floating, because otherwise what are you going to mix it with, right? Low melt or a break of lead? Well, a low melt, what was it, yesterday or a couple days ago, you guys told me what was in the low melt solder. It's not lead. There's mercury? No, not mercury. Something else, some other metal. Bismuth? Was it bismuth? Yes, bismuth. Yeah. So, yeah. So it melts even at lower temperature than lead. Yeah, I use for removing chips with minimal temps, as some of them are irreplaceable. Yeah, you yeah, some of those devices you work on, yeah, it's not like you can go to DigiKey or Mouser to get the replacement in case something goes wrong. So yeah, you have to use tricks like that. Luckily, I don't work with devices like that. So okay, this is clean enough for me. Yeah, this is all. Oh, this one's not so much. We'll see. This one doesn't seem to be clean all the way. Yeah, there's a little bit of solder left, so we'll see if the port will want to align. Because when you leave a little bit of solder like this, it might be difficult to align the port. So we'll see. It might even be difficult to push the port in. Yeah. The Raf, PM me my address on Discord and you'll send me a bar. I will gladly take it, man. I shall PM you with my address. It's Georgia. Bismuth. 58% bismuth, 32% lead. Oh, so there's still lead in it. 15% tin. Best formula I used. Okay, so it's still tin, lead, and bismuth. Okay. Good to know. Strange, because on this side it looks okay, but well, we'll see. We'll see in a second. Once we try to align the port, but first I gotta wake the pods. What is all this nastiness here? It's probably burnt glycerin with, I don't know what that is, or some, I don't know, some nastiness. Yeah, this one's definitely didn't clean well, this guy. I know it's gonna give me problems. Too bad, because I'm already ready to put the port in, and I kinda wanna put the port in, but now I'm thinking it probably is gonna give me problems. If I had to guess. All right, that should work. Now, let's see how well we can tin it. Let's drop the temperature to 370, preheat it. Then, let's see if I have to put more. The tip is too dirty. Oh, that's too much solder. And let's see, do we have to put more flux on it, or is this gonna work? Yeah, we need more flux on it. Come on. Why is it giving me so many issues today? So you don't want too much. Oh, right, because this is the grounded power, and that's why. I'm kind of contemplating whether I should do it differently. Because it looks like one of the pods didn't soak enough solder. So let's take a little tiny wire. And there. Takes more time, but gives better results when you do it this way. And you can actually do it even without flux. But it ensures that you put the same amount of solder on each pin, which will make it easier to solder on the port. Because I won't have to add any more solder, just flux and just some flux and some heat, and it will solder on perfectly fine. Alright, let's spray some alcohol. I ordered some more alcohol from Florida. That's where they have the best booze. At least isopropyl booze. Let's see. Can also heat it up on the oven and use a silicone mold to make small sticks. Well, once you send me the bar, I will try some things like that. But is it stable? So if I heat it up and I mold it into something else, is it going to be the same consistency, or is it going to start separating or something like that? That's kind of important. Because yeah, if it's big bar, that might be a little difficult to use. Oh, just don't use the container for food. Bismuth is toxic. Yeah, I know it is. But, you know, I think that toxicity is the same as lead, essentially. It's not good for you, but it's not gonna kill you. At least it's not gonna kill you quickly. Alright. Alright, it should be good enough. I'm not sure how much solder we have on all those pads, but it looks like it should be, yeah. What do you think? I think it's good. I think it's fine. So now the question is, are we going to be able to align the port? Bismuth adds a little spice to cakes. I'm sure it does, just like lead adds a little sweetness to wine. Alright, first I just want to try it to see if it's gonna align, if it's even gonna get in there. Nope. Yeah, oh, well, it did get in there, but is it aligning? Oh, it is aligning. Okay, never mind then. Yeah, because usually when there's a little bit of solder left there, it's a pain to align. But looks like in this case it's fine. Okay, let's do slow. What's up, babe? I thought you already went to the thing.
It's raining.
Oh. Okay. Well, my wife was gonna go to the school kind of a, what do you call it, like Halloween kind of stuff, right? But it's raining, so they figured, nah. And it's not like my son didn't really want to go, so just as well. I could tin the pins on the, yeah, let's do that, why not? That's gonna make it super easier. Just like we do for USB-C ports. Yeah, so it's already tinned. 110% tin pins of HDMI, yes. Well, I've never done it before. I always do it without that, and it works. Alright. But I just now figured that, yeah, that's just gonna make it a lot easier. Now the worst part. The worst part, because you have to tilt the board so you can see something. Let's use Captain Tape to tilt the board. Is it aligned? Let's blow some flux off. Yeah, I think it's aligned, right? Yeah, I think it's fine. 370 should be fine. And let's work some pins. Yeah, because if there is solder on both the pads and the pins, you only have to just basically gently touch it and it should bind together. If there's no solder on the pins, only on the pads, then you have to hit the pad, hit the pin, and push it in. So that should be a lot easier. Okay, what do you think? Better than factory? Let's see. I think I need to clean the flux first. Oh, is this one? Oh, this one's moving. Yeah, I gotta get the better zoom on it. Because I think this one was moving. Let's see, but when there's flux, it's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, this one's definitely moving, and this one, Okay, so I guess it wasn't easier with with thinning the pod. So I still have to, let's clean this thing. And I guess I do need to do it like I normally do. So to hit the pod and push the pin inside. Push the pin down, right? Maybe I could have preheated it a little bit. Okay, now let's just let it get cleaned. And let's check it after cleaning, because sometimes, especially with my flags, it can get pretty sticky, and you feel like it feels like the pin is soldered on, it's holding, but it's actually not holding with solder, it's holding with flags. Luckily, the cleaning is pretty easy. Spray and wait. And perhaps on some of these, I'm gonna have to put some more solder to actually get them done. Hot air far away and pan. Yes, I was thinking about that, because that would allow it to flow a little better, because you do need some temperature. But it's only for these two pins, right? This one and this one, right? Because they are these two, because they have higher mass. But all the other ones, they are just data pins, so they don't require much temperature, or they soak the temperature very quickly. But yeah, subsidizing with hot air always makes the process easier, always makes the solder flow where you want it to flow. I don't recommend pushing the pins down. It puts the pin under stress and easier to break away again. The solder should flow underneath to create the bridge at the natural resting state of the pin. Yeah, I guess that's an excellent point. I mean, I don't think it's, even when I push it down, I don't think it's actually gonna have any tension on it, because it will, when it's hot, it will return to its normal position, but it should create nice bridge when I do push it down. But yeah, I didn't think about that. That's an excellent point. Let farmer you push the whole socket. Well, the whole socket is down. It's solid now. But let's see the pins. Alright, this one seems solid. This one seems okay. This one's okay. 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 Yeah. I don't know if this one's fun. Yeah, I think it is. No? Is it moving? Because, hang on, it needs to dry out a little bit. Because I get reflections and it looks like it's moving, but... Yeah, yeah. It's that glare. That pesky glare. Let's see. So this one looks okay. This one looks okay. Yeah. Yeah, it was the glare. Yeah. That's why it looked like it was moving, but it's because the liquid around it was moving. Oh, oh. Up. 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 Okay, we messed few up. Yeah, like 3 or 4 are messed up. That's weird. Is there not enough solder on it? But every time I try to put some more solder at this stage, I always make bridges, and sometimes I just have to remove the port again. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. Okay, let's see, which ones were they? So I know it was the ground over here, or yeah, the ground. So let's start with this one. This one's good. Let's start with the ground pad. Okay, other and iron. And let's just do all of them, because I don't remember which ones they were. So let's just rework all of them again. So that's solder and iron. Yeah, I see nice solder flowing, but there might just not be enough solder on the pad to hold the pin together, like this one over here. Yeah. Now while it's hot, let's check some of them. Okay. Oh! What are you complaining about here? That's crazy. And that was with hot air, so it's gotta be not enough solder. And every time I do this, I always mess it up. So let's see if I'm gonna mess it up today. It's always on the ground, or actually in this case ground. It's always going to be ground, because ground always requires the most temperature to actually get the solder flowing. Okay, well, let's spray and pray, because this one is giving us some issues, undeservingly. We didn't ask for any issues, and we're getting them. Yeah, you say drag out excess easy, but I don't know. In my experience, when I when I do make a bridge, and it's usually when I do make a bridge, it's gonna be like deep in there, like somewhere in there, like deeply over there, right? So even if I like completely drown it in flux, and I get the iron over there and the wick, it doesn't want to float to the wick, and I usually just end up, you know, scraping this port and just starting again with the new port. So I don't know. I've never had much success with just applying more solder at this stage. If you don't apply enough solder beforehand to all the pods and all the pins, and you want to add some here, it usually ends badly for me, but we'll see. They're saying it looks fixed. Use wick and bristles. Alright. Okay, this is good. This looks solid. Come on. Come on. Come on. One more. Alright, they're all solid. Thank God. Alright, spray and pray. Then we're gonna dry it a bit, and we should be good. Looks just right. Well, it's not better than factory. I know Alex does a better job replacing these. Or at least the ones that I've seen that he did. He tints the pods and then he puts the port in and he uses other, if I remember correctly, and the port just sits, and that's his technique, and it, I must say, it does look impressive. It's definitely one thing that you really cannot criticize Alex on is his soldering skills. He definitely knows what he's doing. His soldering skills are on par. You know, we might argue about his, the skills as diagnostician, or electronics or physics or cosmology or mathematics or anything, but as far as soldering, there's not a bad word that you can say about his skills. You know. The bridges. Well, let's see. Not here. I don't know if out of focus is gonna work here. Oh, maybe. No bridges, sir. No bridges. I can test it with a multimeter. I did a little bit of melting, but better than last time. A little bit of melting here on the ground pad, right? I touched a little bit too far, but that's the only one. Last time I did quite a few of these, but there was more struggle last time. This time there was no struggle. So we good. And we didn't lose the cup. The cup is still there. Now let's get some. Well, actually, first let's dry it. Looks nice. Okay. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fine. Let's dry it a bit and solder on the ground parts. Let's clean up the mess over here. There. Okay, now we can reduce the actually let's keep it here, and I'm just gonna lift it here, and let's keep it at low over here. There. All right, where's the stream with big scope? Okay, and yeah, so I guess I'm gonna use up all of my separated flax because I brought the new tube, and I was gonna use the new tube for this, but I guess I'm just gonna use this up. As you can see, even though it's separated, it works perfectly fine, even for a precise job like this. Okay, come on. All right, and now some other. Did I see the port drop? I'm not sure. Or was it just my mat? We gotta check it again, I guess. Because it looked for a second like the port dropped. This is something that I'm always worried about when I'm doing the ground pads. So what I want to do is when I put the solder on here, right, I want it to float to the other side by itself, right? So I subsidize with hot air, right? And this bin looks awesome. This one not so much yet. But you're heating up the whole board over here, and those pins on the other side, they can detach, and the port can just fall off. It's never happened before, but doesn't mean it didn't happen now. I guess it didn't happen now, but I think what happened is my mat has lifted from the hot air. That's why it looked like that. Yeah, there's so many things that can go wrong with this. And the worst part is that usually you discover it after you put it back together and it just doesn't work. Yeah, so I want that solder to go all the way to the other side. Alright, but without the port actually dislodging. There. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect, you know, but I like it to look as well as I can get it. Yeah, should be fine. And looks like we got a little bit of solder where the solder doesn't belong. It's not a problem, but I don't want solder here. Okay, this should be good. All right. There. All right. Let's let it cool down. Spray it, pray it. Do some spray and pray. And we're ready to reassemble it. Oh, Arlo's saying hi. Can you guys hear him? The board is still super hot. Not all of this should go away. Alright, for the reassembly, I shall require another beer. So I'll be right back. All right. I missed some chat. Let me see. Looks fake, Zeus Wick. It looks right. Angle view, pods looks nice. While we're all here, can I ask if there's a bridge near the third pin to the capacitor that is sitting comfortably close to the port? Well, since we still have it open, right? Let's just test. Did the flags go away? There's a little bit left still. That's fine though. We can just brush it. So the pin next to the cap. Well, let's just do this. What do we have? Continuity diode. Let's beep it. Usually I do that anyway. Let's see. So this is good. Are you kidding me? Did you notice a bridge and there's actually a bridge? Aye. Where's that captain tape I was using? Here. Was it just cap charging, or is there a bridge? Oh, there's no bridge. Okay. There's no bridge here. No bridge here. No bridge here. Yeah, because we checked at the angle. When did you see the bridge? Because maybe there was a bridge for a second. There could have been bridge for a second, perhaps. And when I reworked the ground pad, the bridge just disappeared. Because we did look at this angle, right? And we didn't see any bridges. Alright. Yeah, it looks... Yeah, it looks good. Or maybe, I know what it was, probably. There was probably a glare. Some alcohol left over, and it could have looked like a bridge. Yeah. I often get caught by stuff like that. You know, when I chase a bridge, but there's actually no bridge. It was just a glare. It does happen. Okay, let's move to this position now. And fog is here. And yeah. No. Most likely that's what it was. I would guess. Oh, because you were watching it at 480p. Yeah, well, that is definitely... You're definitely gonna miss some details at 480p for sure. Okay, let's do some spray and pray again, so we can get rid of that nastiness here. But let's get some better light. Okay. And let it work by itself. It should work by itself. I mean, it should remove by itself, but if it's contaminated with some other stuff, then the flux is not gonna disappear by itself. But for the most part, it should, or the majority of it. It's a $1,000 port replacement. Yeah, if I had to charge an hour, yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of slow with this. Especially when I see you guys doing those things that, you know, just hot swap, right? Heat it up, remove the port, put the new port back on, and you're done. Definitely. Yeah, it's contaminated a bit. That's why it's not cleaning. You add solder, yeah. Yeah, I think the hot swap procedure does require solder on the ground pads, and then you still have to rework the data pins as well. So yeah. Well, whatever works. Again, if I had tons of these to do, I would look for ways like that, but I just do it once in a while. This is actually the most PS5 work I've had in a while. You know, last, I don't know, 6 months I went without any PS5s or PS4s, and sometimes it's you know, the guy sends me the PS4 and PS5, or 2 PS4s and 1 PS5. Not just a hot swap, I put it on the pins too while everything is hot. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's safe, I guess. But you know, if the board and the port are heated up enough to melt solder on the ground pads, then it's definitely gonna melt on the pins, the data pins and what have you. So it's probably redundant to put it on the pins. It's safe, right? It's a safe approach, but it's probably redundant. Most likely. Okay, one more spray, and I think we're gonna have to just brush it to speed it up, because there's too much contamination. I'm not sure what that contamination is from, but there's some contamination. Let's get a Q-tip and do it with the Q-tip. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. Maybe, oh, maybe unburned glycerin? That could be it. So a little bit of flux unactivated. Because this flux cleans very easy with IPA, but after it activated. Now if you just, you know, put the flux on the board and you try to clean it with alcohol, it's gonna become gunky and it's not gonna wanna clean off easily. But once it activates and it burns off all those additives, then it's perfectly easy to clean. Okay, it looks not too bad. Let's get some better focus here. Yeah, it's shiny, right? It's rather smooth, maybe not perfectly smooth, but it's pretty smooth. It looks like roughly the same amount of solder on all of them. No components are lost. So it doesn't look bad. Looks okay to me. Oh, I melted the port a bit. See that? Ah, when I was working the pins, I put the header a bit too close. When I was working on that ground pad that didn't want to get soldered on, I did a little bit of melting. Not ideal, but I don't suspect anything inside melted. I will check though. But I really don't want to do this again. If I melted the port and now I have to remove the port again and put the new port on, I really don't want to do that. Looks okay. At least as far as my old eyes can see. Yeah, just a little bit of melting. Yeah, it's not ideal. You can make money on them. Frig this guy. I tin the port pins 2 and bottom and the hot swap method. 9 out of 10 times it works on first attempt without touching up the pins. Okay. I'm sure it does. What's the microscope you are using? I'm looking for one myself. Been squirting too much working on the stuff. So the one I use is Tom Love autofocus. It's a 10-inch display. Well, it's not the best. I mean, as you can see, it works, and maybe in many ways it is superior to my other scope, but it comes with a very inadequate ring light. That ring light doesn't fit on this scope, so it's kind of like they fit it because it's very insensitive. The light sensitivity is very low on this scope, so it needs a ring light, otherwise it's unusable. But as you can see, I don't have the ring light installed on it because it just messes up with the focus. And now you could use a better ring light on it for sure, and like not the powered from mains, but 12 volt or 5 volt the USB ring light. That would probably work better. But what I use is, as you can see, the gooseneck light to give it, to have sufficient light. Other than the light sensitivity, it's good. It's okay. I mean, having autofocus is good, but oftentimes I find myself not doing the autofocus, but just adjusting focus like this, right? And a little lower, right? And I just look. It's pretty easy. It's touch buttons, which I'm not very fond of, but it works. It's about $300 scope, so it's not super high end, but it's not super affordable. You can get good scopes under $200, but they don't have autofocus, and they have 8-inch screen instead of 10-inch screen. I say it makes a big difference, 10-inch and 8-inch. 8-inch is for young people, and I need a 10-incher. I have one extra scope because I ordered 2 and there were problems with delivery and stuff, so I ordered another one and I ended up having extra scope that I was thinking of selling, but now I'm thinking, what if this one breaks? I have another one that I could use, right? The what was it called? Joya lens with manual focus. But there's a backlash on that screw, so it's kind of annoying to set the focus on it. But light sensitivity on that one is awesome. You can use it pretty much without any light, and you can still see. This one, if you remove the light, you see next to nothing, right? Well, it's still, because of the reflectiveness and stuff, you can see something, but with Joya lens, with this light that I have now, you would have seen every detail, but you don't really see much, right? So you gotta pick your poison. So far I haven't seen the best scope that would just be good for everything. Or you can go optical. you know, like I have this one, this big one. I'd also, you know, if you get the good camera for it and the actual good scope, triangular scope, it's also, you know, because you have stereo vision, but it, you know, makes no difference to me because I don't have stereo vision in general, so it really doesn't matter to me whether it's stereoscope or not. I see the world flat. Let's see. You know what's funny? I run the solder along the pins with the header. It puts a beautiful amount on the pins. Yeah, this one. Yeah, I can't really get this to look like it's factory, right? Like Alex does. I also place foil tape on a small cap and the diode so they don't blow away. Well, when I remove the port, that's when I use a high airspeed, so that potentially could blow away something, but I blow it on this side, not on the other side, so the diodes are safe. So the only thing that can fly off is this little tiny cap over there, right? But even if it does fly off, it's a cap on the power rail, right? So even if it's not there, it still works. I haven't seen any issues once they fly off. And replacing it is a pain. It's not easy to replace this guy. All right, let's dry it a bit. Because I think we're good. I still have to look into that tester, the HDMI tester. Because that would be beneficial if now I could just put the tester on it and confirm it works. Okay, I think it's good. We're ready to reassemble. The funniest part, 75 screws, and remember which one goes where. I actually don't know if it's 75 screws or not. I think it isn't, but but we used up almost the entire separated flux and it worked perfectly fine. So I didn't really need to bring this baby here. But look at the color of it. Not a sign of separation anywhere. We'll see once the latest orders are received, and we'll wait for some feedback, but it looks beautiful. There. Let's get the chat over here. Let's see, it's just a scratch. I have an Understar 4K, and it also has poor light issues. Yes. I don't know why, but those, you know, I've been using that cheap scope, like worth 150, 130 bucks for the longest time, and I got used to really good light sensitivity. And then I switched to more expensive scopes, and I don't like them. I don't like them because of that. It really bothered me at first. I had to figure out the light to actually, you know, to even actually use it. It's crazy that you pay more money for a better device and you actually get crappy results. Looks like we didn't use a lot of wick today on this one. And This is from BGA last night or whenever we did that. I'm running out of alcohol. Let's hope it's gonna be delivered soon. Alright, where did I put the PlayStation? Over here. Now, am I gonna remember the... Okay, here's the... Oh! What is all this? A lot of dust here. The power supply here. Here. And this guy and this guy. And let's... Up. Come on. No. Hang on. Not yet. Not yet. There's too much residue left over. That's not good. You don't want the board to be sticky, you know. I'm not sure what that might affect, but what do we have? Just over, yeah, actually the amp scope is really good. I am not unhappy, just overpaid probably. Yeah, they can be pretty expensive, sure. It's pretty perfect actually. You have you have no lag with stereoscope. Yeah, and you can see a lot better. You can see a lot more stuff that you couldn't see on the flat screen. Stereoscope is probably truest fit for a kind of work, but it's pretty out of reach for hobbyist techs. It's because of the mass. It's just heavy. It's not the scope that is expensive, it's the shipping that is expensive. You can get those scopes for $200 from China, but the shipping is $600. You can also hunt for sales and stuff. I got mine for like $200 and it was a scope worth like $800, and I got it like for $200, something like that. So yeah, if you're patient enough, as long as it's, you know, you're not in a rush to purchase it, you can find a really good price on the scopes. There, let it soak a little. I won't miss this job. Roku TV setup. Enters email, then says check email. He asks how to check his email. Open Gmail app, perhaps. Yeah, yeah. You really need to be, you know. I remember the first time we did like some stuff you were guiding me through. I don't remember, and I was thinking to myself like, oh my God, this guy has a patience of an angel. Now I know why, because you know you work in this business, so you have to have a lot of patience. But yeah, it's I can definitely understand how frustrating that can be. It's crazy. Crazy. Go to nail salon, they tell you where to get some alcohol. Nail salon supply shop has it. I thought they used acetone, not alcohol, but I might be wrong. Oh no, believe it or not, a lot of nail salons these days sell booze alongside their service. Oh, I gotta remember that. When times get tough, I'll know where to get my booze. Should there be a prohibition again in US, then it's probably the nail salons that will have the best stuff. With the economy and politics, doing right to sell booze. Yeah, with my kind of luck, I doubt it. I was patient till October 6th. Oh right, yeah, cause then they told you that hey, you're gonna be out of the job pretty soon. So yeah, I can understand why you lost most of your patience. Yeah, it really sucks nowadays, but you know, we gotta stay strong. Nothing is given. Okay, now it's good. No stickiness, no residue left. Yeah, no stickiness. Good. Well, my hands are kind of sticky, but Ronnie, still at the live stream. Good job. Well, it's, you know, if I could, I would do it in 5 minutes and be done with it, but it takes time, man. What is it? I feel bad for people back in Puerto Rico. Hard to get a job. Housing price is shooting up. Yeah. Crazy. Crazy. And they didn't even vote for Trump, did they? So it's not like you can hold it against them now. Just tough times, but yeah. Well, there's been good times for a while. Now it's time for some bad times. It's always going to be like that, you know. let's just be optimistic and grateful that at least we don't have a war going on here. And one thing that always, I don't know, kind of makes me laugh when the president is bragging about ending the wars, right? And it's like something that I should be grateful for. Guys, I don't even know where Azerbaijan is. I don't care if there's a war over there or not. It has zero impact on my livelihood. What does have impact is grocery prices. You know, having a job or not having a job, being able to find a job. Those are the problems I care about. And the guy is bragging that he ended wars in countries I've never heard of. I mean, of course I've heard of Azerbaijan, and actually he doesn't even know how to, what he said, Azerbaijan or whatever, you know, that it's really irrelevant. Why are we even using that as a what do you call it, a flex, you know, political flex, that yeah, I ended the war in some countries you've never heard of and they have zero impact on your day-to-day life, but suddenly that is the flex. But again, let's be glad we don't have wars that actually affect us. I don't know. And in all fairness, he was supposed to end the war between Russia and Ukraine 24 hours after being elected. Then 24 hours after assuming leadership. Then 90 days, then I don't know if anyone even keeps a count of that, but we'll see. We'll see, my friends. What is it going to be? The history will judge Trump, not me. Who am I? I'm nobody. It's the history that will judge him. And history will be ruthless. Because that's how it works. All right. Now. Oh. There. It's becoming Hawaii. I went out to a ship. Just got back. You went out to a ship? What do you mean?
Do you want spaghetti or pork in the soup?
Pork. All right. Yeah. No spaghetti. Are you next to a body of water where you have ships? Is that it? Lots of people want statehood, and they don't understand it's not the time. Wait 3.5 years. All right, yeah, true. I mean, we'll see, because you know the last 2 years of this administration could be the administration of JD Vance. We don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen. Let's hope it's gonna be better. If not good, let's just hope it's gonna just be better. That's all I wish for nowadays. Because we went through good times, sure, but now let's just focus on times being a little bit better. Not even awesome, not great, not even good, just better than what they are now. You know, all that last election, I've been hearing people using the perfectly valid argument, right? Are you better off now than you were 3 or 4 years ago or whatever, right? And the answer was no. No. And the same argument can be made now, right? Now the elections are coming up, and yeah, are you better now than you were 2 years ago? No. No. If it was at least the same level of crappiness, then you could argue that, well, the current administration did their best, but you know, there are limitations. Of course, I understand that. But it's just plainly worse. It was better just 2 years ago, just a year ago. It was better. Not great. There is still plenty of room for improvement. It's not like it was awesome back then and now it's awful. No, it was just slightly better. So that's all I'm wishing for now, just for things to get slightly better. And I don't even have high, you know, what do you call it? I don't even want a lot, right? It's not like I want to be rich. It's not like I want to have a house. Well, I wish I could, but you know, it's not like I have those big dreams. No, I just I want to have a job. I want to be able to afford groceries. I want to be able to afford rent, and maybe, you know, take a vacation once a year for a week or two. That's it. Lead a simple life. That's what I like. You know? But nowadays we can't even count on that. So it's not the best. Let's see. I'm pretty sure these are all going here. I'm gonna pull up the picture in a second just to make sure. But I'm pretty sure these all go in first. So let's replace these. Oh, and this little buddy, how does this little buddy go? This way. Yeah. And I also don't remember what, let's pull up the picture. Why do we have to work too hard? Let's just cheat with the picture. Was it in the trash? I think it was in the trash. Yeah. I guess AI is going to solve all our problems. Recently, I watched this stream on the AI or the video or whatever, and very interesting. Something I haven't really realized, but you know, if you're a coder, right? If you like to code, right? What do you not like doing? You don't like writing the documentation. You most likely don't like writing tests. We just want to do fun stuff, and fun stuff is coding, right? Or at least to us coders. Writing code is fun. Writing documentation and stuff is not. So AI came along and said that, hey, I can do all the coding for you. All you gotta do is just write documentation and tests. And someone said, like, since when AI is just taking the AI is just taking all the cool jobs, all the stuff that we want to do, like coding, and instead we just have to write documentation to tell the AI what to code, and restrictions, context, and all that kind of stuff, right? And yeah, now coders are wondering, like, how did I get tricked into this? That now I don't do the one thing that I really love doing, and instead AI is taking over that one thing that I like doing, and I have to do all the stuff that I don't enjoy doing. Why isn't my AI doing my laundry and cooking me dinner and cleaning my apartment, fixing my car or whatever, and let me do coding, stuff that I enjoy, right? I didn't even realize that myself until I heard it, you know? But it's absolutely true, it's spot on. Just AI took all the cool jobs away, and all the crappy jobs that we don't want to do, that's what we still have to do. So what is the benefit of AI now? We don't even get to do jobs that we enjoy. Crazy. Okay, just a few more screws and I'll get back to the chat, because I'm watching the picture, just so I don't have to be guessing, because I'm kind of tired. Because like last time, we can just use the plastic to just see which screws go where, and it works perfectly fine. But I'm kind of tired, so I just want to get all these screws in right away. And then we're do that. 3 more screws. Yes, 1, 2, 3. Because I really don't like when I see any screws left over. You know what I mean? It very rarely happens, but when it does happen, then you know, it takes a while to figure out where the screw came from. Yeah, there's a screw under the antenna here, and this one as well. This one as well over here. Alright, I got all of these. This one's empty, good. And how many screws I have left? All over here. This one's empty, good. And I have 2 screws left. I think that is correct. I'm not sure. Yeah, because there was one over there, one over here. This one's empty. Yeah, I think this is good. And there's gonna be one over here. Yes, and one over here. Okay. All right, we got it. We got it. Now let's pick up the chat. Lots of people. A war in Azerbaijan would raise yak cheese prices. Yes, and since I'm a yak cheese connoisseur, that would be devastating for me. But on the off chance that most people don't even know that there is such a thing as yak cheese, I think it's pretty good. But you know yak shit about it, huh? Forget about war, let's save e-waste. Yeah, sure. Ship floats in the ocean, I fly out to do inspections. Oh, you do inspections on the ships, but do you inspect the exterior? Like you do the diving and check for rust underneath and stuff, or you inspect like electricals and stuff? Tektronic, that's enough to test. Yeah, I know, but I always rebuild everything. I just put everything all the way back together, and then I do the test. And I hope for the best, and usually it works. And if it doesn't, then I'll worry about it. That's how I do it. But so far, well, with the exception of one time, when I put it all the way back together and it wouldn't work, and then I disassembled it again and discovered that there was a bridge. That's why now I check for bridges and do the ferrule inspection and all that kind of stuff before I put it together. But yeah, that's pretty much how I do it nowadays, and yeah, with the exception of one time, it always works. So I guess not always. Gotta hop off for a bit. Catch you all later. Lee Cecil. All right. We'll be here for a little while still. Not that long, because we have 2 more screws. So we're almost done. I would have cleaned the liquid metal before assembly. Why would you clean off the liquid metal? That's a lot of screws to take apart if they bring it back for overheating. Oh, never had the on PS4s. I removed the compound and I put the new paste and then I put it together, sure. But on PS5s, I just reused the liquid metal because it doesn't go bad, as far as I know. So yeah, I've never had a problem with overheating PS5 after my repair. No, this doesn't go first. No, what goes first? Oh. I forgot. Yeah, now first goes... Yeah, the fan goes first, right? Oh my god. No, the fan doesn't go first. No, the fan goes last. Yeah, the plastic goes first. See, I already forgot. All right. No, hang on. And I can't even blame chat for distracting me, because I wasn't even reading the chat. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Now, the screw goes here, right? If I remember correctly, I think the screw goes here. Because this one's different, yeah, the screw goes here, one screw, because the other one doesn't get any screws until you put the plastic on, and this one has one screw before you put the plastic on. Then the plastic, then the fan. There. Yeah, I like the other design better. It has maybe similar number of screws. I know. Okay, yeah, so I messed it up. So that's not the one. The other one has similar number of screws, sure, but the order is better. Fewer components. It's easier. Yeah, now the screw doesn't go here. Yeah, so, but I thought I did remove one screw over here. Was it a different one? Yeah. Ay. Well, screw it. Screw the screws. They're just screws. They always screw around. So screw them. Alright, I did connect the CD because I know there's a CD in the drive because I heard it when I tested it, when I received it to test the port. It didn't work, but I heard the CD being pretty loud. So I know there's a CD in there. So we can grab a controller and play a game. Why not? It was my son's birthday recently, a few months ago. And when he was blowing candles, I said, well, what do you wish for? Or make a wish, but he made a wish out loud. And he said, I wish I had PlayStation 5. And I'm like, oh my god. You have three Nintendos. You have PlayStation 4. You have a computer with Roblox and stuff. Like, oh my god, how many games, how many game systems do you need? Why are you being so American? You're half Polish. I had 2 toys when I was growing up. And one of them belongs to my friend. And where's the screw? Where's the screw? What do we have? That's a lot of screws to take apart if they bring it back for overheating. Cheers, people. It's 2 a.m. for me. Ronnie, what are you doing up, man? It's the middle of the week. Oh, Textronic, you mean reapply the liquid metal? Yeah, yeah, I do have some liquid metal here. I probably could do that. But again, I've never had an issue with that. Usually that liquid metal is pretty good about staying staying liquid. And removing the temperature or removing the heat off of the CPU or whatever they call it. They don't call it CPU, they call it something else. A half American side needs 5 times the amount. I guess so. I guess that's how it works. This was already broken. I promise. I didn't break this. I actually looked for a missing piece in the box because I thought it was damaged during shipping, but I couldn't find that. So I guess it just was like that. Yeah. It was like that before. Oh, APU, that's what they call it. Yeah. All right, let's see how the port fits. Yeah, now the cable fits snugly. So I guess let's turn it on and let's see if we're getting paid today. $55. Let's switch to the second capture and of course it doesn't turn on. What the? Did I forget to connect something? Or is it the wrong button? God damn it. Are you kidding me? That never happened before. That has never happened before. It is not turning on. Yeah. Oh, now it is. God damn it. Freaking Sony. I don't know if I just didn't hear the click or didn't hear the, what do you call it? The beep, because it should beep when you turn it on. Usually does, but it just turned on and off again. Now it beeped. I hate these devices. And there we go. Those worst 7 seconds. Someone said that in the previous stream when I was working on this. Okay, Lead Farmer, you're gonna have to translate for me. I don't speak this lingo. Tektronic, I have 2 PS5, got one for free and fixed HDMI. The other bought for 80 bucks and fixed board issue. Oh, board issue. Okay. Oh, it says wait a moment. Espera un momento. Wait 1 moment. Oh, okay. Now let's see. Tektronic, you speak Spanish as well? Nice. Or you just know the message because you use PS5. Because I have some devices where even if they are in different language, I still know what it says, but not because I know the language. Alright. How long have we been live? Let's see how much money I made. We've been 3 hours. Are you kidding me? What's $55 divided by 3? No. I would not. That's why, guys, that's why I need a job. You know, I'm a really crappy businessman. I don't make money when it's, you know, I like helping people, I like fixing stuff, but I don't know how to make money with that. How much of a... Oh, because the stream says preview, but it's like... Yeah. Let's see... you want a PS5, Raf? I get a broken one. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I got, because those PS4s... I have 2 of them somewhere. You know, yeah, I got them for like really cheap money, like next to nothing. So yeah, and all they had, the only issue they had was busted HDMI port. I replaced the port on 2 of them, both of them, and they work. And I don't even know where they are, because nobody wants them. I probably should sell them. And one also had a busted CD thing. Sad. It equals sad. You do it the slow way though. Yeah. That was my issue too. Yeah. If you have nothing else to do, it doesn't matter. Yeah. If I get a deal, I will let you know. Alright. I'll be here. Okay, it turned off. What does it mean? Is it gonna turn on by itself again? Or... because usually it doesn't behave that way. I don't think I misassembled anything. Like put anything in the wrong place or anything like that. Should I just turn it on again, or is it gonna turn on by itself? It's checking storage. It rebuilt database. Turn it back on. Okay. Yeah, it beeped. I can hear a CD spinning, or I can actually feel it with my leg on the desk. All right, what does it say now? De la consola, reparado el whatever. Yeah, it's white light. Processing. It's good after next restart. Alma said, what? Almacenamiento. Almacenamiento. Storage. Oh, look at this animation. Pulsa el botón. PS del control. We have a picture. We have a picture. Ah, crap. I forgot to put the sticker back on. I don't think it matters that much. Press PS button. On what? Alright, I need an HDMI cable. Another HDMI cable, what am I saying? I need a... I had it here somewhere. Alright, this one should do. Let's use the black one. This one's pretty good. I guess we'll see if the port works. Yeah, okay. We have a picture. What does it say? Te damos la bienvenida. Bienvenida. Oh my god. it's even harder than reading a chat. See, Tony, nothing happened. What's the worst that can happen? It's not our first time doing PS5 and a beer. If you have PS4 remote, it'll work on PS5. Okay, PS4 USB cable. PS4 controller might work. Well, these are all like knockoff controllers. I use them because my son plays, not recently, but at the Jurassic World, that Lego game on Steam. I bought it, I don't know, like last year sometime, and it's really crappy when you play it on the keyboard and stuff. So I have a few of these controllers, and when his friends come over and stuff like that, I just I'll put it on my computer, give him the controllers, and I have a few minutes of peace. It works for sure. I use all the time. What? Oh, right, the PS4 controllers, yeah. This is what I take a picture of and send to customers. The only thing bad about PS4 controller, it will not play PS5 games. Yes, I tried that. True. So I can start the game, right? With the I can control it. With this, sure. But as soon as I start the game, it says press the button, and I press the button and it doesn't work. Yeah. So probably we won't be able to play any games, but not that we want to, right? Well, it works as always, guys. It works as always. That's why I always put it all back together, and I just hope for the best, and it always works. Except with the exception of one time, but that was my fault. I made a bridge and I didn't actually check. So yeah, but with the exception of that one time, it always works. Same procedure, and it always works. And yeah, I do it slowly, so yeah, it's kind of crappy. Not a lot of money for that, but who cares? Who cares? I'm interviewing tomorrow, although I didn't get the actual date or time. Yeah, they didn't send me anything, so I don't know if I'm still up for that interview. I gave them my availability, and I guess they're gonna pick one. One of which was tomorrow between 10 and 2 EST. We'll see, and I'll probably send the resume to my previous employer that laid me off, and we'll see. But if I have to travel to the office 5 days a week, oh my god, I don't know. I mean, it's good money, sure, and I'm still on the payroll because they're paying me severance. But so that would be pretty easy. But I don't know, 5 days a week. Oh my god. It's crazy. Going through Atlanta traffic. All the gas you have to. All the gas you have to put in the tank. All that time wasted. I don't know. At this time, I would just play it differently. And it's not like I'm short of work in the shop. There's plenty of work. I got 2 ECMs over here stacked. I got 3 Mazda B2600 coming. That's like $200 a pop, plus shipping. So it's good money. Since I'm not really spending money on my business account, because I don't pay the rent or electricity or anything. I only buy tools. I only buy stuff that I need. Then the balance went up. It went up significantly. Well, by significantly, we're talking like $5,000. So it's not a lot of money. It's like one paycheck, pretty much. And it took me multiple months to gather that money. So, you know, if I had to pay the rent, then, you know, I wouldn't be able to afford much, not even Heineken. I would have to drink some cheap domestic beer. I've been through phases like that when, you know, I didn't have money for good beer, so I would drink, you know, the cheap domestic beer. If once you get used to it, it's fine. Or better yet, just don't drink beer, don't smoke cigarettes, you know, don't spend money. But I already live relatively frugal life. You know, I don't go out. I don't, you know, I don't travel. I don't spend money unnecessarily, right? I'm relatively frugal. But even at that level of being frugal, I still barely make enough money to pay the bills. You know, that is concerning. You know, it basically paycheck to paycheck. You know, that's not a good position to be in. All right, Tektronic, Heineken is a good choice. Thank you, because I've been ridiculed for my Heineken. Is it the same ECM as Ford Ranger? No. No, it's not. It's very much different. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm almost done here. All right. Yeah, I guess it's 9, so my wife is going to bed because she has to wake up in the morning to walk my son to the bus stop so he can be picked up by the bus. This morning was pretty cool because hang on, let me switch to, yeah, we've seen enough of the PS5. How do I turn it on? Oh, hang on, you can guide me through this. Yeah, I guess I do have to switch to the other display then. How do I turn it off properly? Because I know I can press the button and put it to sleep, but then I remove the cable and it's gonna run through all those checks again. So how do I do it? Oh, this. Which one is Spanish speakers, please? Which one is turned off the PS completely? The power icon, the top one? First one, okay. And Puñedo to PS5, whatever. Okay, the light is still on. It's pulsing. The light is pulsing. How long does it take to turn off? Oh, middle. Oh, god damn it. Who said the first one? Oh, so I didn't turn it off. Yeah, it's blinking orange. So I'm gonna press the PS5 button now. So I'm gonna press the power button. Yeah, I probably should have waited. Okay, now it's turning on. I should have waited because I took the first response as given, but I probably shouldn't have. Okay, press the PS button. Now go here, press this, and again. Idiot. No, we all make mistakes. I shouldn't have taken the first response because, you know, because we all make mistakes. Okay, the middle one. Is it the middle one? So is it this one? Sierra todos los juegos y aplicaciones y haga to PS5. Is that the one? Yeah, first one was sleep. Okay. Yeah, because it does say entrar. So enter, right? So enter sleep mode probably. First sleep, 2 off, 3 restart. Okay. I speak PS5. Okay. So 2. Okay. I'm pressing second option. Apagar. Yeah, someone said, I think Led Farmer said apagar is turn off. Yeah. Apagar is turn off. Yeah. I probably should have waited for Led Farmer because he's a native speaker. So he knows what he's talking about. You know, if you guys ever get a PlayStation in Polish language, you can hit me up. I can help you. But okay, it looks like it turned off. I'm gonna give it a few more seconds. There's warm air coming from the box, so I know the heat dissipation should work properly. Anyways, this morning, because I have last night I stayed up really late, which recently I keep doing, but I have the alarm clock on my phone, and my wife sometime during the night she left the bedroom, and she moved to the couch, probably because the dog was because of course Arlo is sleeping with us in the bed and he takes the majority of the bed, so Arlo probably was kicking her or something. She moved to the couch and my alarm clock went off, and my son woke up immediately and said, "Papa, turn off the alarm." And started, went to brush his teeth, used the bathroom, started getting dressed, and like telling us off, like, come on guys, we don't want to miss the bus, come on guys. Like, he's such a wonderful boy, you have no idea. So yeah, so that was my morning this morning, and then I went back to bed. But yeah, so my wife's going to bed because she's gotta take care of Dad, walk into the bus stop. I usually pick him up, or not usually. Today I did, and oftentimes I do, but maybe not usually. Okay, the PS5 for Diego is done, and yeah, it didn't have to take 3 hours, right? And I even said when I started, like, yeah, let's not drag it. Let's do it quickly because I have to wake up early. But since I still haven't received my actual interview hour, or what time the interview is, then I'm guessing it's not going to be tomorrow. But on the other hand, I might receive an email in the morning, which hopefully I won't, because I would not think I mean, it would be concerning to me if they're so disorganized that they set up the interview on the same day, like they give you the time of the interview on the same day. Say they send you a link at 8 o'clock in the morning and the interview is at 10. That would not be something that I would want to participate in. But, well, who knows? That's why, having a little bit of more dignity and just not taking anything, sometimes it can give you better results. You know, I got an interview and I didn't go through their assessment. I refused, and they still gave me the interview. And actually, they said I'm the top candidate, which is very flattering. But yeah, sometimes it works like that. Let's see, I have one for sale. I go to sell it and fan is not working. I am like, what? Turns out the fan took out the PWM, which is in the south bridge. Now I need a new fan and south bridge. Damn, that's crazy, man. Why would the fan took out PWM? Even if it's shorted, if it's a stock, you know, it's gonna consume more power when it's stock, unless the PS5 is like really stupid and it just keeps pumping more energy just to make sure the fan is spinning, and it just overheats, shorts out PWM. But that's crazy. PWM should never be shorted because of the shorted output. It should detect the short and it should just turn off. Oh, he sounds like your son, Lead Farmer. Have a small glass of water to prevent headache. Oh, right. Yeah, cause yeah, I'm not drinking a lot of beer today. No, I'm not gonna overdo it. No worries. Recommended starting iron station. The AFEN A9 Pro. It says Pro, but it's
Try the green bean casserole.
yeah. In a sec. Oh, sure. Hang on.
Potatoes are still cooking.
Mhm.
The liver is ready, and the pork soup is ready.
All right.
But don't eat too much of that. That's too much American cheese.
Oh, that's what I love, American cheese. So yeah, iPhone A9 Pro. It's very affordable price. I'm not sure about now, but it was when I bought it, and I've had it for years now. It works great. Mm. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that is well seasoned. It's a casserole. As long as it has the integrated heater in the tips, right? So the JBC compatible tips, it works great. Tips are available, not very expensive. Works great. Mm. Mm. Mike died, you say? When did I finish talking about the? So it works with T to 210 and 245, as long as you have like well, at least like 150 watts on it. I think mine is like 300 watts, something like that. So I can put even bigger handles on it. But as long as it's JBC compatible, yeah, it's the tip, because the soldering iron is nothing but a power supply. That's it. The entirety of quality comes from the tip and the handle. So that's where you want to get good JBC handle, JBC tips. But the iron, it's just any iron, the station, just any station. And T210 is more for like phone repairs, very precise stuff. Right? Small boards, not a lot of heat. And I used to switch for HDMI replacement on PS5s. I would switch to T210 so I can have better precision. Now I don't anymore. You can make 245 work on even relatively precise stuff. It's just a matter of getting used to it. Damn, this is so good. It's a casserole. Very well seasoned. So salty, it's burning my throat. But with beer, it's perfect. I like seasoned food. I like nice and salty food. I'm inconsolably upset about this loss in audio fidelity. How dare he? I am so sorry about that. I have a microphone that is battery powered, and sometimes it happens. Which is not too bad this time, because I caught it pretty quickly. But on one stream it was like 4 minutes. For 4 minutes I was yapping, 4 or 5 minutes, something like that. I was yapping about stuff, and then finally I read the chat and hey, your mic is off. Oh, you like it almost seasoned? Well, five pods had to lose their life for that casserole. It happens. It happens. It was actually one of the streams we did, and I started smelling something burning. I went to the kitchen, and my wife kept calling me, but I ignored the calls because I was streaming. And my wife was calling me to the, hey, check on the pot on the stove. When I checked the stove, it was barely a pot. And it was fake smoke everywhere. My comment was about the poor pot the other day. Socrat is a gypsy, caramelized layer of rice that forms at the bottom of well-cooked paella? Is that how you pronounce it? Paella? I gotta learn Spanish. As someone unfamiliar with electronics, the types of flux mediums, the mixture can be daunting. Which is most useful, universal, for just learning basic stuff? Yeah. I say flux is even more important than the actual solder. Or, actually no. It's more important because the solder still needs to be good. But it's more, flux is more important than the iron tip or the kind of iron you use. If you have good solder, good flux, even crappy, a hot air station, you can do a lot with good stuff, good flux. Is this burned? It's a little burnt, but that's what gives it more flavor. Whoa. Between a pen, liquid, paste, etc. Yeah. Why is the music going through the mic? Good question. So if I were to route the music through the computer, so desktop audio basically, then I would not be able to have them on have the music on the speakers. Or if I did, you would hear the music twice. So yeah, that's why music is coming through the microphone. Unless I had headphones, but if I had headphones, they would have to be wireless headphones because I have wireless microphone. You want to remain mobile, not be connected to the computer. So that's why I do it this way. I might figure it out and just yeah. And the music, especially this crappy AI generated music, it just kind of like energy inducing. Yeah, it picks up the tempo. What is the motherboard socket replacement count? My BIOS flash issues. Any BIOS flash issues? So far the count is 3 out of 40. So we're lagging behind significantly. Very significantly. The ones that I did last time, they're still sitting like they did before. I haven't cleaned them, I haven't reassembled them, I haven't tested them. And so at this point I think I'm gonna give up on the testing. I'm just gonna replace the sockets and just do the next one and next one because no time. And especially because when I was just putting them on short queue and long queue, all of those sockets that I deemed as, you know, just one pin bend or one pin correction, that basically for surgery, it turns out I checked all of them, and no, it did look from afar, it looked like it was just one pin that needed adjustment, but no, every single one, there's either pin broken, missing, you know, that kind of stuff. So they all need a socket replacement. So Yeah, the guy before me already looked into the bending, surgery basically. And probably most of these that only have one pin missing was probably because that pin was bent and he tried to bend it back and it snapped. So it's one pin missing now. So no surgeries on these. I recently bent at least 15 pins on Z690, putting the black CPU socket cover pack on the reboxing it. It happens, man. It happens. Don't get discouraged. But if you only bent them, you might be able to, if you have a microscope or at least some good, like a head loop, maybe. I use this, and this one allows only one set of lenses on it, right? But you have a box with all kinds of lenses on it for it. But the other ones also allow you to put like 2 sets, right? So you can get really good magnification on these. And just a nice, precise needle or something like that. And you can bend it back if, try it. It's not that hard. It kind of depends on how the pin bent. Because if it bent all the way back, if you bring it all the way back forward, it's gonna snap for sure. Do I think a JBC handle will work for with your iron? I mean, look at the socket, or the, what do you call it? If this is your, if this is the socket on your iron, then it's gonna work with JBC, right? If this is it, then yeah, it will work. It's not that important to me anymore, hence the reboxing. But would be nice to have. From Gigabyte discontinued UD series. Sucks. It's been replaced by flashier branding. I can't stand Eagle and Oris, way too much going on. Anything animal named or with gaming in it, I assume it's overpriced and terrible. It's good rule to have. If it's gaming, it's usually just flashy and just like mediocre, but you're paying because it's marketed as gaming. Yeah. In my case, it doesn't matter because it's the, of course, if I can buy a gaming board marketed as gaming with, busted socket, and I can replace the socket and sell the board as gaming board, then I have better luck of selling the board, right? Because it says gaming and everybody wants gaming board, and it's going to be worth more money because it says gaming. but as far as the performance of the board, efficiency and all that, yeah, it's probably subpar compared to, you know, like server boards and stuff like that. Yeah, most likely. Alrighty, fellas. Oh, that was good. Super salty. That's not it? Alright, finish your thought. Yeah. I specifically said no more than 2 hours, right? But we're at almost 4 hours now. I guess those things just drag along, I guess. What are you gonna do? Alrighty, I guess you didn't finish your thought. Alright, is that Oven or Owen? Thanks so much, man. Tektronic, always nice to see you. Led Farmer, thank you so much for teaching me some Spanish. Paella. Dave, always great to see you, man. What else do we have here? Oh, I guess it wasn't a big crowd today. What do we have? Ronnie, always good to see you here. Les Cecil, is that how you say it, or Lee? I don't know. For now you're Les Cecil. I hope I'm not butchering your name too much. Thanks so much for coming in. Who else did we have here? Rodiona, thanks so much for coming in, man. Self-made repair. I don't think I've seen you here before. Greetings from Germany. I guess I missed your message. Sorry about that. Thanks so much for dropping by. Steven, I guess you already left, but thanks so much for stopping by. Byteg, of course. Thank you, man. Who else did we have here today? Fixer, Hodder, and Souther Sucker. Yeah, thanks so much for dropping by, man, and giving ideas and stuff. Always good to have you. Oh, there were more, but I guess the chat doesn't go back as much, because I know we had Tony, Northwest Repair. Thanks so much for stopping by. And I know there were some other people, but I guess it doesn't scroll back that much. So if I missed anyone, sorry about that. Thank you guys so much for dropping by. And we'll see. Once I get a job, I'll probably won't be streaming as much as I do now. But we'll see. So I guess if you really enjoy streaming, you can hope that I won't get a job. Whatever works for you guys. Anyways, thank you guys again, and I shall see you guys tomorrow.